Hello, so today I'm going to show you how to do some simple hairstyles with curled hair. Okay, so first of all, I've already washed my hair as normal and I've used the iced raspberry and vanilla styling mousse from Fudge, and I've also sprayed the ends of my hair and midsections with the Elnette satin heat protection styling spray. For this tutorial you're mostly going to only need hair grips, hairpins and a couple of hair elastics. But a butt combing brush or comb is useful, and I'm also using an old school Scunci Topsytail hair styler. So as I've already washed and dried my hair, I'm just going to put it into sections to curl it, and I'm going to use my fabulous Pro Curl 210 styling hair tongs, which are really cheap. They're only about £18 from Boots, and quite a simple hair curler, as I find it's really easy with the clip. So I'm just going to speed this up to save time and get straight to the hairstyles. So I always curl my hair in sections, and I try and keep the curls as tight as possible while I'm curling it, as my hair particularly likes to drop out. So I like to make sure that they're tight first, and then they will loosen and soften, and generally looks better when it has dropped out. But if I make them too soft to begin with, then they're not going to stay curly for very long. So around the front sections of my hair, I always make sure that I curl my hair backwards so that the front sections sit nicely around the face. So then I'm just going to secure my hair curls in place with the Ice Coconut Cocktail Hairspray from Fudge, which is a really strong hairspray. It's quite sticky, but for me, again, with clean hair, my hair won't stay in place otherwise. So my first hairstyle I'm going to show you is an easy peasy one, and you just simply take two sections which are just above your ears, and then you're going to take them round to the back of the hair, and this keeps the hair from being in the face, and then I'm going to twist it round each other at the back and then simply pin it with a few hair grips. Now I would suggest using at least 4, maybe a couple more if your hair is particularly clean or slippery, and make sure that every time you apply a hair grip you cross it over the other one and try and keep them sort of quite neat and together and through the hair that's underneath the two sections you've pulled from the front. So you can leave it as it is, or if you want to change it up a bit, you can cover those hair grips with whatever you like, bows, flowers, whatever you think suits your outfit. Next I'm going to show you how to do a side sweep, which again is a really simple but effective way of styling your curled hair. So the side that I've got the most amount of layers on, I'm going to twist around to that side. So that's the side where my side parting goes over to. So I'm going to sweep around the hair. I'm going to do 2 cross grips at the base sort of nape of my hair line, and then I'm going to take a bit over the top to hide those grips, and then again take the hair a bit further around, sort of behind the ear, and then do the same thing so there aren't as many hair grips on show. Then that's it. So then my front section likes to fall forward because it's quite heavy, so I either tuck it behind my ear and then just sort of zhuzh the back section over the top, or if you want to make sure that it gives a little bit more of a wave and a bit more structure, you can just back comb those front sections of your fringe in sort of 3 and then lightly push it over and smooth it out, and then your hair should stay really well and gives it a nice sort of glamorous wavy look. For me, I really like to make sure that that wave doesn't collapse, so I like to spray a little bit of hairspray quite closely to the roots of where I have back combed the fringe section, just to make sure that everything will stay in place, and it gives it a little bit more structure and stickiness to keep the wave lifted. And I think this is a really great effective way to wear curly hair. So if you want to do a little bit more with this side sweep, I would then also do a side pony. So first I'm going to pin back that top section that I don't want to put into the ponytail, and then use a elastic to just simply tie the hair in place at the base of my hairline, which is sort of below and slightly behind my ear. To hide that hair elastic, now I'm going to use the Topsytail Julian, which is one of 2 of the hair accessories that you get in a pack, which is really cheap from Amazon. And what you want to do is take a thin but quite long section of hair from sort of the back part of the ponytail, wrap it around the hair elastic, then take it through the loop, holding the hair as you pull the Topsytail loop through the hair, and then that basically tidies away the bit of hair that you've wrapped around the elastic, and it secures it tightly without it falling out, and no pins are needed. I really love how easy it is to hide a hair elastic with that Topsytail. So here is another really easy way to dress up curled hair. So I'm just going to take the side section, which is the smallest from my parting, and then use a brush to back comb the section, concentrating on the underside of this section of hair so that it doesn't get too matted visibly. Then I'm just going to smooth the top bit, mostly using the side of the brush rather than putting it through the hair, and then twist backwards sort of in an inward direction and then push it forward slightly to poof it out a little bit and give it a bit more shape and style, so it just looks a bit better when you do that rather than having it slick to your head. Then you can just pin it with a couple of hair grips, or if you want to have an accessory, then that can look really pretty. So now for a more vintage style look, you're going to have one side which you've already done, as I just showed you, and then you're going to do the bigger side of your parting. So you're going to take the front section of your hair in two parts. One is the main sort of front section, which is sort of your fringe area, and then the other is from sort of the ear section back to about the same amount of hair that you've got on the other side. And I'm going to do exactly the same thing by backcombing this section and then twisting it and then just poofing it forward slightly to make sure that it sticks out a little bit and give it a bit more volume and glamour. Then again, you can secure your section with a couple of hair grips, and then you're going to use the front section. So because you've already got that wave going on at the front, you're going to make sure that it's sort of smoothed over, and then basically take that section up, smooth the back side because it might need a little bit of combing through where you've sort of back combed it quite a lot, but make sure you don't sort of comb out the front bit. Then you're going to push it forward slightly to encourage the wave, so it should naturally flow into that nice loop section, and then take that hair over the top of the section that you've already pinned and then pin that section in place behind where you've got the other bit pinned. So do that with a couple of hair grips, and then the remaining bit of hair you're going to deal with later. So what you want to do is push that wave down flat with either a tail comb or with your finger. I like to use the tail comb just because it really helps be more accurate than with your finger. So when you've done that, you need some fine hair pins, and now wiggly ones are the best ones as they kind of really grip the hair, and you just want to put those pins into the depth of the wave which you've got at the front. And again, I quite like using them to sort of tease out the front section of the wave as well. So use as many pins as you need to secure that wave in place. Then you're going to twist the bit of hair that came from that front wave section and then wrap it around two fingers and flatten it down into a little circle or a pin curl. And that way you're going to tidy away the sort of straggly bit of hair that probably won't sit well, and it just gives it that real vintage style look. So I'm just going to take a hair grip and take it through the centre of the circle that you've just created, and then it will be held in place. So that is the finished look, and again you can add accessories to this wherever you might like. Last of all, I'm going to show you how to do this really simple front twist style. For this you're going to need a thin hair elastic and the Scunci Topsytail Junior. So first of all, you're going to take a front section of your hair. I take quite a small piece, but the sort of full width of my forehead wide from my centre parting on the larger side. And again, I'm just going to take that and tie it into a little ponytail. Then you're going to take the Junior through the whole piece of the hair, sort of behind the hair elastic, take the ponytail through backwards, and then pull the Scunci Topsytail Junior through. Then I always liked to tease out the front section to give it a little bit more volume and lift. Just to finish again, we're going to conceal that hair elastic by taking the Topsytail through the elastic, taking a small thin section, wrapping the hair all the way around and hiding that elastic. Then when you've got a couple of inches left of the hair that you've taken around, take that through the loop and then holding the hair through softly, then pull the loop back through the ponytail and elastic, and that will hide that hair tie. And that is it. So that's a really simple front twist. I just think it looks really pretty with curly hair. I really hope you've enjoyed these simple but effective hairstyles for curly hair. Please subscribe now to Dressing Room Diaries. It's free and you can keep up to date with all my latest posts.